Welcome everybody, this is Pablo from Style Systems, your image consultant. For more information, go to stylesystems.net. So this is the thing that you should never ever wear when it comes to your fashion, alright guys? The first thing that I want you to understand is that there is a different dimension of fashion that transcends just the superficial aspects of it, right? You know, the moment you speak about fashion, immediately all these connections about being superficial, about models and about beauty and about these unreachable standards of body shapes and expensive brands, and it has nothing to do with it, right? That is just one part of it, and it's actually a very small world, you know, because nobody that I know of, it's really that inside. And those that are really inside into fashion, they're just fucking crazy, man. I mean, you look at them in the catwalks in Milan or Paris and all that, and they look like fucking ridiculous, and they're supposed to be in fashion, but they look really ridiculous. So the way that I talk fashion to you guys has nothing to do with it. I want you to understand fashion in a different dimension. What do I mean by this? I mean that there is a whole language of symbols behind everything that you own when it comes to your fashion, okay? All the outfits that you put on, the colors, everything, they have a second meaning, they have a meaning behind them. They represent something, not only to you, but to the world as well. How many times you've wanted to throw away a piece of clothing, you know, like a shirt or a t-shirt that your mama gave you a long time ago, but you can't because it represents something to you, right? Let's say that you invite me to your place and we do a wardrobe analysis, which is one of the services that I provide. I see with my clients, I tell them, I put them into three categories, actually four. The first one is things that actually work with them. The second one is things that is like special garments, like special pieces of clothing, you know, things that you don't always use, like very special, hard to combine clothes, all right, pieces of clothes. The other one is things that you were going to give away to the Salvation Army or whatever. And then the last one is the things that you really just need to throw away, you need to get rid of. And more than often, I see people, you know, they're very attached, emotionally attached to a piece of cloth, you know, just to a t-shirt or something like that. And this is because it represents something to them. So that's why you need to look at fashion with these eyes, with this new perspective, that what is representing to you and what is representing to my audience. If you're in business, or if you're an entrepreneur, or if you're making your videos, what am I going to stimulate when I wear this tie, or what am I going to do? Is it going to be congruent with who I am? Is it going to be effective as well? With that being said, every time you wear certain things, if you ask yourself this question, then you will never ever use anymore just random things such as Crocs, for example. Another thing, wife beater. Don't use these things, okay? Don't use these things. Stop using them. Another one, just baggy shirts or any baggy clothes for that matter. Whether you're a man or a woman, stop, please just stop using baggy clothes. You look like, I mean, it's actually adding weight onto you. You look horrible. You look like you're giving up on life. Please just stop doing that, right? Like my friends, I don't care if you're a man or a woman. And what else? Stop wearing white socks with dress shoes. They don't look good. Who told you that's acceptable? Who told you that is allowed? No, man, no, stop doing that. I mean, it looks like you're giving up on life. It looks like you don't know what you're doing. And not only that, what is it representing? I mean, this type of socks, they were created specifically for a purpose, which is sports shoes, sportswear, all right? That's why we have things for every category. So stop trying to mix them, and you know, the problem is that you mix them because you're lazy. It's like, oh, well, you know, that's the only socks I have, so I'm gonna use them because, well, you don't really put any thought into it. So that's what really sad, okay, guys? So avoid wearing this type of clothes that you know you look bad in. You just know it. I mean, when you look at yourself in the mirror, you know that you didn't pay enough attention to your outfit, and you're like, whatever. Oh, but if you think about your fashion and your outfits as a representation of something, as a symbol, you know, you're gonna pay a little bit extra attention to it. You're gonna, you know, maybe work a little bit harder on it. Now, you don't have to be uncomfortable all the time. You don't have to be like or comfortable all the time, because sometimes I know people that they just want, or they just use their fashion and want clothes or items because they want to feel comfortable, which I get. I mean, I get it. You want to be comfortable to move around, but that does not mean that you have to look bad. All right, guys, just pay extra attention and you will see the benefits of it. You will literally see the benefits of it, of paying attention to your fashion just immediately, because it's representing something. So what are you representing? What do you stand for? What are your values? What are you communicating silently? This is the silent communication, the silent image, all right? You're sending out a lot of messages without even opening your mouth. This is why it makes it so fucking important. And maybe on another video, I will start talking about the beginnings of fashion. This is something that I cover on my program. I have a coaching program. I have my online school where I teach people all over the globe. And I've done many different live training sessions where I actually talk and teach you all the history of fashion. Once you understand the history of fashion, you're like, whoa, man. Because probably you don't even know why fashion, or why clothes, why we started using clothes, right? You probably have a different idea, and this idea is manipulated mostly by religions. So I think it's very important to realize these things about fashion, because I'm tired of looking at people manipulating fashion in a way that is not empowering. It's disempowering people, you know? These brands and these companies, they're making us feel bad about ourselves, like we don't have the money to buy an Armani suit, we don't have the money to buy this Dolce & Gabbana dress, and it's making us compare ourselves to others instead of empowering us and being like, well, you know, whether I have the money or not, or whatever, what I have is what I have, and I'm going to use it to the best of my abilities to be the best version of me. And maybe you're more beautiful than me, maybe that's your idea, I don't care. I'm not here to compare myself to you because your mustache is better than mine or not. I know that I'm going to take care of myself, and that will empower me, and that will get translated into other actions that I take throughout my day and in my life. You know, I'm going to have a positive attitude. I'm going to be just always with a creative mind, and I'm always going to be putting myself out there, and I'm not going to feel depressed and sad and blue because, oh man, I'm not good enough, I'm bad, I have this type of body is not good. You know, you don't have a healthy self-esteem, which is something that we need to teach to our children, right? But anyway, this was a very long video. I'm going to leave it as that for today. Keep sending me your questions, subscribe, and share this to the people that might like it, all right? See you in the next one. Be the best version of yourself.